Okay, welcome back again to some more 0K action. It's going to be a big team game on the tucked up map. Bit of an odd map in terms of scale and such, but what the hell, I'll just find out about that right now. Okay, there we go. So yeah, basically, yeah, sort of tucked, I suppose you can say. Got a bit of a, not really a canyon, like a gorge with a river running through it down the middle, but relative to the actual units and such, it's actually pretty tiny. So yeah, it's a bit odd when it comes to scaling, but what the hell? Still got a whole map to fight on. I'm going to be going as air, so left team versus right team. Skip the pre-game at Chatar. God damn, apparently there was a bit of this actually. And apparently we're going to get heavy tanks by Glafir. Yeah, indeed. Well, actually, we do have some flat terrain here, but keep in mind, if we select this tank, for example, indeed, if we select this tank, for example, yeah, basically, there's not much of the map that it can get through, apart from the top bits and these flat bits here. I think it can actually, yeah, I think it can actually go down here, and maybe up here. The purplish bits are impassable. And I suppose up this bit, and not up that, so what the hell. It'll be interesting to see how that works actually, but what the hell, it does have a bit of flat terrain to work with, just not something you would normally use, to say the least. But whatever, we got Firepluck going for a quick comm nap, and anything else really happening? Myself going for planes, not on our enemy's team is actually going to be going for aircraft at all. Yeah, not even gunships actually, so yeah. Going to be a bit more of an asymmetrical game, and not only that, actually, we're going to have some spiders being used. Actually, I'm pretty sure that bots can pretty much go everywhere as well. Oh no, never mind, they can't go up the steeper purplish bits here actually, but they can go pretty much everywhere else, so... Okay, I suppose I can see why spiders might be a bit useful in that case. That's what the hell. And apparently we're going to be, not really sure why I indicated that heavy tank factory, but whatever I did. I didn't indicate any of the other heavy tank factories for some reason, but there you go. Quick harassment by Dur on Space Aid's, what a name. Anyway, on his spiders and his weavers in particular, and yeah, he's actually going to do a great job getting rid of 2 weavers, possibly. No, actually, I'll be able to. Yep. Going to get rid of 2 weavers and a couple of mexes as well, basically for free. Maybe not actually, might get taken out. Actually no, he's using a nice bit of micro there, very nice indeed. In fact, if he plays his cards right, he might have been able to get rid of that recluse, although, nah, obviously he did not. Although maybe not actually, I'm not entirely sure how fast its little rocket turret rotates, but, well in any case, he did do loads of damage. And not only that actually, but looks like Firepluck managed to do a comm nap, I think, on Kleinrock's commander, so very nicely done indeed. As to what our opponents are doing, well, we do have a couple of Kodachis by Glafir, some early defences, very early, very quick defences by Modchi, just a bit forward I suppose. Commander is going to be dropped at some point, I'm assuming. Maybe. Hysterical. And, what? Oh, right, yeah, as in, yeah, the cat girls acting as slaves in Neko Para, not Neko Mara. But anyway, probably a reference that no one else is going to get, but there you go. In any case, he is down. Very nicely done indeed. So that was, yeah, Kleinrock's commander after all. But things are not over just yet, even though we're actually doing a good job harassing and comm-napping our opponents. Very nice done indeed. And I don't know how the hell those rockets didn't get over and reach those pyros, but what the hell, one of them's been taken out, so it just means that Parzol's going to have to be a little bit more careful. And yeah, our opponents are, yeah, just sitting pretty basically. While we're continuing to harass them, it's, yeah, we definitely do have the initial advantage, but we do actually have a couple of Kodachis coming in by Glafir, inflicting quite a bit of damage, taking out various bandits and actually staying alive as well. So there you go. And what's more is that these things actually auto heal after not being in combat for a bit of a while. They they auto heal relatively quickly as well. Although probably could go for slightly faster healing, but there you go. So interestingly, Galafra is going to be spamming solar collectors without even connecting them up for some odd reason. We do have an energy transmission pylon, I guess, which will connect them up. So there you go, he's going to be going mostly for an eco build, it seems. And we do have a counterattack actually as well, a whole bunch of Venoms and... what are these things again? The Redbacks, I believe. Yeah, Redbacks. And yeah, Parzival sending his commander a little bit too far forward along with the rest of his troops, and in fact actually get all stunned. The paralyze effect on the... these things again, on the Venoms. Does actually have an area of effect on them, so yeah, they can definitely paralyze groups if you give them a chance. But lo and behold, here comes yet another counterattack by Firepluk, and yep, looks like he's going to nab another commander. Perfect. Perfectamundo. So what is okay, load and unload. I have to remember that because I actually tried to use a transport once myself. Didn't quite work out because I basically never really used transports. So there you go. Oh, indeed. Yep. Nope. He's taking him away. No more to say. And at the same time, also got a whole bunch of Swifts coming in, because why not, eh? But unfortunately, a whole bunch of Vandals going to spell their doom, but thankfully they're going to manage to get out of there. Not really facing too much in terms of losses, and I really should be switching out of Swifts, actually, because they're not particularly good at ground attack. Actually, they're not bad for pinpoint ground attack, against lighter stuff, but as general ground attack, yeah, they're not particularly great. But I mean, they also have an air attack as well, and they're also stealthed against radar, so that they can only do so much themselves, I suppose. And yeah, indeed, they could do with air, but it looks like I've already got a bit of air superiority. In fact, I've even gone for one single Hawk just in case. Looks like these guys are probably just going to be staying in the background, just flying around, looking important, and. Yeah, it looks like I'll probably be transitioning on towards bombers, most likely. But is it going to be enough, though? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. They're running straight into our defences. We've got a level 2 commander. The Reticulum by Dur is going to be launching some missiles, I think. Yeah, it looks like it. He needs to get a little bit further away from there, though. He needs to engage these guys at close range. But in either case, yeah, we are actually... well, we're getting pushed back, it seems. Very unfortunate indeed. Spiders of all things pushing us back. Oh god, actually this thing's pretty much begging for a Comnap as well. In fact, yeah, is Firepluk going to go for it? It's very much a possibility. Does have some anti-air, a Razor and a Tarantula. It might actually be enough. We'll find out soon enough actually. And lo and behold, we do have our own counterattack happening as well. A whole bunch of Venoms and Redbacks seem to be the pretty much the go-to spiders for this particular match. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what we saw here, along with a couple of hermits as well. Oh, and actually, no, we've got recluses and such. So yeah, definitely a bit more of a balanced force for Modchi's spiders compared to what we're sending up actually. But yeah, Redbacks and Venoms are going to be vulnerable to longer range stuff. In close range though, that'll be pretty good. Although a couple of hermits probably still help out in that case if they're just going for close combat goodness. But of course then they're going to have to watch out for not riots, but for recluses, which is maybe going to be something we're going to see by Lancelin or whatever his name is. Probably not. I don't know. In either case, it looks like I kind of missed whatever the con map was meant to be. Oh well. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a con map after all, and yeah, what the hell? Looks like Firepluk has now got 3 commanders for some odd reason. He's actually going to be going straight for a Singularity Reactor, and he's going for another Vindicator again, so he thinks he can make it happen again. Why not? Probably shouldn't be building 2 separate Singus at this point, but what the hell? Dur thinks he can get away with it, can he? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And at the same time, bombers are going to town on these units, but we do have anti-air units being quite the pain in the ass indeed, so I might want to switch away from air at some points. And yes, we certainly do need to hold the front, to say the least. Looks like they've given up on making a Singularity Reactor as well. Oh, get wrecked. Cute. Indeed. So yeah, looks like the bad lines have somewhat stabilized in the middle and the bottom, but the top flank things are looking interesting actually. Pretty sure, yep, these rogues, is that what they are actually? Yeah, rogues. Don't know why I'm getting a bit confused when it comes to names, but whatever. These rogues, they actually do outrange the banishers, but the banishers themselves are not particularly slow either actually, and yeah, down goes one of them, thank god for the stinger. And yeah, once I start bringing in stuff like the Racketeer to disarm the shit out of everything, yeah, that's going to make things a real pain in the ass for us. I don't know why the Thug is being sent out there on his own, really needs to retreat. And nope, he had a chance, he is out of there. Oh well. And yeah, they actually could do with getting crabs and such. Yeah, you don't often see such a collection, such a massive force purely of Venoms and Redbacks. Of course, indeed, yes. Yeah, he really could do with a bit more support actually in that regard, but hold the phone, Space Aids actually does have some aircraft of his own, and yeah, looks like he's going for a combination of bombers, an equal combination of bombers, Swifts and Hawks. And as for myself, I'm actually going straight for a couple of Wyverns actually, so I don't think I've spotted that out yet. Hopefully I'll be doing some scouting at some point. I don't actually have any real scouting units just yet though, and we actually have a Firewalker as well being deployed because why not? But yeah, probably only in words. Great Commander, but only in words, eh? Interesting way of putting it, eh? Well, there you go. Looks like I'm a commander of words. Straight from the horse's mouth, I suppose is one way of thinking of it. But yeah. Yeah, definitely a bit early to be going for a Wyvern actually. I was, yeah, I should have gone for a few more regular bombers first, but yeah well. Antip, eh? Same stuff. Okay, well Antip in that case could do a little bit more unpredictability in that case, but yeah, definitely way too early to go for a Wyvern. And as a result, well, as you can see, I basically lost air superiority. One single Hawk against a whole bunch of Swifts and a Hawk. Yeah, it's not going to work out well to say the least actually, so hopefully I'll be finding out, in fact actually, if I'm paying attention to what is happening with the drop, I should hopefully be finding out that our opponents do have some form of an air force, and hopefully I'm going to be doing a bit of a switch up as a result. And nope, still going for, well actually I might as well finish off the Wyvern because it's almost finished, but definitely need to cancel out all the bombers and the other Wyvern as well actually, but nope, I'm still continuing onwards. Well, he definitely scouted, but I need to switch over as quickly as possible because they've got air superiority, which is not such a good thing to have. And I think, yeah, I have to watch out for this Wyvern because yeah, these fighters could just sprint up to it essentially, or boost up to it, and yeah, then just take it out. This single Hawk is not going to be anywhere near enough to say the least, and nope, still continuing to build another Wyvern. Will this be my downfall? We'll just have to wait and find out. Speaking of which, also got a Firewalker retreating as well, because why not? And yeah, plenty of air superiority for my opponent. Still going with the second Wyvern. Yeah, this is definitely not a good idea at all. And apparently this guy's waiting for his Crabes, and also I believe I'm going to be revealing my Wyvern as well. Is he going to engage it though? Nope, he's not actually. Wow. Instead I'm going to be engaging with my single Hawk. Jesus Christ. Hopefully that's going to be the wake-up call for me to actually start making some more air sub-fighters myself. We'll see what happens though. Target one position indeed. Oh, actually we've got a Tremor by Glaffer as well. Pretty, well, relatively early Tremor. Only 13 minutes into the game, but definitely should do quite a bit of damage. And I'm still got these two bombers queued up. I need to go with more air superiority fighters. Definitely underestimating what the opposing enemy team has in terms of anti-air, to say the least. And not only that actually, but they've got an Eraser for some odd reason as well. I suppose it sort of makes sense if they're going to be just doing a bit of sneaking around. I'm not entirely sure if I really agree with that. I suppose it'll stop our own Crabes from firing into them until they're actually revealed, I guess. But there you go. What can you do? And apparently, indeed. Yeah, indeed. Already lost stuff. Oh, well, it looks like I was a bit slow on the draw there, apparently, according to this Dur guy. But yeah, I definitely need some air sub fighters, to say the least. At the very least, these Wyverns are going to be pretty durable, so eventually they'll pay for themselves, but yeah, we need some air fighters basically. Yeah, well, what can you do? There we go, now we're finally going for air fighters on repeat. And we've got a couple of comms here as well who are just begging to get destroyed. Will we be able to do that though? We'll just have to find out. The battle lines at the top, they are certainly getting rather desperate, and we actually got 2 tremors by Glafir just firing on open fire apparently, because why not? Going to be very effective against shields, although these guys are a little bit spread out, but yeah. Still going to be pretty effective actually, and yeah, they're basically just bombarding the shit out of us while the thugs, well, the thugs are basically just acting as a moving shields, literally. Indeed, yes, that is a good literally target actually. I think I'll need 2 for a single tremor, but if they can get away with it, then why not actually? But yeah, a bit much AA. Oh come on, a bit much AA. Well, actually there is. If I try to do anything here, these guys are just going to swarm me, so... I'll admit they do have a point there, but yeah, if I can get some more anti-air of my own, then I'll be just fine, but nope. Or some air superiority fighter, should I say. Nope, ain't gonna happen though. We do have the Razor firing a bit though, but yeah, they're just tearing apart my fledgling force. I'm down to bombers now, basically. In fact, actually, did I lose a Wyvern? Oh, man, that was incredibly clumsy. Definitely not my finest of hours, that's for sure. God damn. Now, what can you do? So I might just fast forward a bit actually, because there's nothing really too, well, nothing in particular really happening. We got a bit of a continuous battle at the top here, but really it's just artillery exchanging fire. Well, actually, it's not even artillery exchanging fire. It's their artillery firing at us, and we don't have any artillery to fire back at them actually. So there you go. Also got some defenses being built up here as well. We actually got a bit of a blind spot, as you can see myself indicating that right here, a massive blind spot in fact. We really should be taking hold of this high ground here actually, just to stop them from flanking us. And not only that, we actually got a commander. Jusabi for some reason has actually sent up his commander, and he's still leaving it at the front. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. It's a level, actually I don't know what it is, level 0 support commander. No, he cannot be that close to the front line. He's just begging to get destroyed. I mean, these other guys... Okay, well... We'll see. Well, actually, one of them is probably going to be... Oh, no, never mind. It would have been Comnapt if it wasn't for the fact that they had pretty good anti-air, but there you go. We also got myself building up some decent anti-air, thankfully, but yeah, I think I've actually lost... Oh, no, actually, I've still got 1 Wyvern, a couple of bombers, but as you can see, our opponent is Monchi. He's not going to be... building any more aircraft, probably with good reason actually. Probably going to have too much anti-air on both sides. Definitely going to have plenty of anti-air for the opponents. They're going to be setting up a Screamer pretty damn quickly, and that's pretty much going to spell our doom most likely actually. But hang on, we actually might have a bit of a breakout here. Very nice little Lico shot actually. Thank God these guys were nicely grouped together, and yeah, even with this Screamer... Actually, no, that does cover a pretty significant portion of the battlefield. I suppose I could still strike down here and up here as well, but yeah, that's Screamers, yeah. I mean, really, that should be an indication that I shouldn't be going so heavily for aircraft, but what the hell, at the very least, I did manage to avert their push, more or less, at least managed to blunt it somewhat with 1 well-aimed Lico shot, Wyvern shot. But we still got a whole bunch of thugs coming in, and not only that, but we do have 2 tremors by Glafir continuing to pound at us, and we've got Racketeers basically disarming everything as well, because, you know, 2 tremors is just not enough. These things are 1,000... Actually, that's not it. 1,500 metal each, actually, so pretty damn significant indeed. We'll just see what else is happening actually. We do have, for some odd reason, we actually do have Fireplug going for air as well, so we definitely, yeah, we definitely do have air superiority, but yeah, opponents don't really have anything for our air sub-fighters to target. I suppose we can target the Wyvern, and is there a transport? Yes, there is. I've indicated to target as well, but yeah, definitely need to be transitioning out in my opinion. But what the hell, I mean, I've got a couple of Wyverns. I managed to keep, well, I've only lost 1. And yeah, indeed we do have a Screamer to worry about. It doesn't have that much health actually, but I'm pretty sure that the Wyvern won't be able to take it out in one shot. I'll give it a shot anyway. No. Oh man, actually I can just see how much damage does it actually do. That's a Faraday. I wanted the fucking Wyvern. The fucking Wyvern, for fuck's sake. There we go, Implosion Bomb, actually 2000 damage, so... Yeah, it actually would one-shot it, I'll be damned. Damn, that was such a missed opportunity, I can't believe I didn't get it. And this thing's incredibly expensive as well. Damn it, I should have just kept on pushing forward with the Wyvern. I think I just chickened out once the Wyvern took one shot from the Screamer, even though it can actually tank one shot from the Screamer, and then the next shot I suppose kills it off. But nah, that was... Oh well, hindsight is 20/20 I guess, but damn it. If I took this thing out, then definitely would have allowed my planes, you know, just to be that much more effective. But nope, it's stockpiling as we speak, and yeah, I suppose I could send in a few planes anyway. I suppose just send in a couple of them as sacrificial ones, and then just target the Screamer. But yeah, it's I tried, but as you can see, we do have the front line slowly falling back on the top actually, and yeah, I'm trying everything I can to bomb them, but yeah, we've got loads of anti-air around here as well actually. I suppose my Lycos, the Wyverns now, I have to remember that. My Wyverns have been able to do a bit of damage, but yeah. I think I've lost another one. I'm down to one basically. Oh, actually, never mind, I think... No, this is the second one right here, just took a lot of damage it seems. So, yeah, it's not looking too good. These Wyverns, they can take a bit of damage, but they're still going to be destroyed by anti-air. It's just a matter of having enough anti-air, it seems. But there we go, actually still staying alive. Bizarrely enough, and we've actually even got a big Bertha being built up, because why not? And it might actually work, provided that we actually have a bit more of a solid front line being formed. Going with Bandits, nah, that's not really going to work, to say the least. We'll need something a bit more solid to hold the line. Probably basically what our opponents have actually, just a whole bunch of thugs really, and maybe a couple of bandits and such, just to hold the line while the Big Bertha keeps firing at them. We definitely do have our mind in the right spot with the Big Bertha. Now we just have to make sure to keep it alive. And we've also got a DDM being built up. This thing should be able to reach for quite a large portion of the map. Yep, in fact it can pretty much reach to their bases. So it's just a matter of keeping this alive. Unfortunately the Big Bertha can only fire so many shots at one time, but there you go, lo and behold, it is forcing them back, and we might actually be able to push our opponents back. But at the same time we do have Big Bertha being built up here, and we've got a bit of a counter-attack by our opponents. Big Bertha is a little bit too close to the way too freaking close to the front line there actually. That's basically contested right there actually. I don't know why I built the Big Bertha there. Probably should have built one around the middle actually, so he could support, you know, pretty much the entire front line that we've got here. But at the very least we have managed to keep this one alive. We've got another one being built up actually, so if we can keep these things alive, we can just keep spamming Big Berthas. We hopefully can beat their artillery. God damn, bit of a mouthful. We can hopefully beat we can hopefully beat their artillery with our own longer ranged artillery. We just have to get some accurate shots there and hopefully take them out. We're definitely doing everything we can. Our artillery is incredibly... oh, I got a silencer being built up as well, funny enough. They are too late. Are they? There you go. Well, in either case, we do have some long-range artillery, thank God for that. But they've blown up the Singus. Yeah, that's actually going to be catastrophic if they do that. But our front line is barely holding, and we do have some pretty good air cover as well. So if they try to spam bombers at us, we should be able to take them out pretty damn easily. But spy planes indeed. But yeah, what the hell, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We do have a nuke being built up. Is it going to be our salvation? I've got no idea. We'll see what happens though. The two Big Berthas, they're a good idea actually, but the problem is the front line's still falling. We ironically could actually do with a few more Big Berthas, funnily enough, just to try to blast their stuff as quickly as possible. But oh well, what can you do, eh? They're going to continue crawling forward. And yeah, this is defended by a Screamer still. I had an opportunity, and they've also got their own Behemoth being built for some odd reason. Not entirely sure why actually. Nothing remains here, well probably because the Behemoth took them out, I don't know. So yeah, unfortunately we just, yeah, the silencer, it's going to need another 3 minutes after we build it, which is going to be a couple of seconds away. Going to need another 3 minutes in order to build a nuke, and we might be too late by that stage actually. We do have a Bantha being built up. We probably would have been better off with a with the Riot Strider. What was it called? Something or other. You know the Riot Strider that I'm talking about, but nope. Going with a Bantha, and it's actually going to be well, actually it's going to be built up relatively quickly, provided that we can keep the build power going to it, which is going to be a bit of a tough order. I think if we can take out this Crab, we should be right, but more supporting forces are going to be coming in. The Bantha is still going to take a very long time to get built up, and yeah, 8 minutes now. The build power going towards the Caretaker instead. But there we go, finally the small build power going back into the Bantha. Basically, they need to get everything as much as possible to go into the Bantha, really, if that's what they're going to think is going to solve the day for them. In my opinion, I think the Riot Strider would have been a better idea. In fact, let's just see what that is again. Not the Ultimatum, the Dante, that's it. Yeah, the Dante's far cheaper than the Bantha, and it's really good in close quarter combat, which is pretty much what we've got happening in the middle, actually. At the very least, we have managed to push them back in... actually, there we go, almost got a nuke ready there. We've managed to push them back at the top though, but a third tremor is coming in. They've got plenty of anti-air defense, and they've got a solid front line established. At the same time, we do unfortunately have some, I think I heard Scythes, I think possibly taking out Joe's commander and a couple of other things, and we've got some Scythes also doing some more damage elsewhere. I think we'll play this at normal speed actually. I think we've got enough action happening that we don't need to fast forward necessarily. Where are these guys? Yep, we've got Scythes at the bottom apparently, I think. And yep, we've lost the bottom entirely, and the top is probably going to fall as well. I still haven't switched away from aircraft for some odd reason. In fact, I think I've actually built up a couple more bombers for some odd reason, but the nuke has been launched, and we have literally no protectors. In fact, they're actually building a silencer of their own. So we'll just have to see what this nuke is going to do. And I'm not really sure I agree with that. We're going to be targeting their... Well, it didn't even take out the funnel webs. Nah, that was, in my opinion, that was a bit of a waste of a nuke. Well, that's the problem though, because the bases are not exactly clumped up either, so... yeah, I mean, we could have taken out one base here, or maybe a couple of these bases at the same time with one nuke, or one base here, or one base here, or the front forces here. So they actually, yeah, I suppose I would have reduced the nuke's effectiveness anyway, but yeah, in my opinion, that probably wasn't the best target, especially since the funnel webs are still alive, and yeah, the shields are back up. The health is down, I suppose, but yeah, they're just going to continue onwards. They're going to rebuild their drones, and they're just going to continue marching onwards to our base. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, yeah, we've got GG now. It's pretty much game over anyway. We did try. I made some very severe mistakes with my airplane play, and yeah, definitely stayed with planes far too long, sacrificed a few bombers when I didn't need to, also lost a couple of opportunities to take out fancy AA like the Screamer, which I dare say hurt me severely. But what the hell, still an interesting game actually, and what the hell, at least we had a nice little nuke to end on as well, so there we go, we ended the game with a bang, I suppose. Oh god. This is how you deal with funnel webs. This is our own funnel web we're sending towards our opponents. It's getting perma-disarmed. In fact, I don't know why Dur is actually sending it that far forward. Maybe he's hoping to push the enemy back literally. But yeah, he's just going to be out. He's just being used as a scout, from what I can tell. That's what all he's doing, just being used as a scout. Indeed. When is our next nuke going to come in? Well, actually, we might be able to fire off one more nuke before we're basically overrun, but yeah, I think we're probably going to end up quitting before that. Although I have to admit though, I wouldn't mind seeing one more nuke actually, but nope, we've lost the singularity reactors, and there you could actually see the implosion. That's been changed from an explosion to an implosion in one of the later patches. And there you go, no more nukes. It is game over. Interesting match indeed. Yes, so hopefully you've liked that, and I shall see you all next time.